Hello everybody, this is Sonev, and I am one of your Team Liquid casting golems. The other one, Wave of Shadow, is not able to join me tonight, but instead, we have a guest caster also from Team Liquid. This is Skip. He is from the EU server, a very high-level player, so he is going to be joining me, and why don't you say hi, Skip?
Hello, Sonev.
How are you doing today?
I'm quite fine. Your casting voice is surprisingly radio-esque. I like
Thank
that.
you. I've been
So,
working on it.
I believe the bans have already started, so Renekton and Ryze are both banned. Fiddle was just banned. So Ryze, obviously, because of the Muramana item. Renekton, because of Black Cleaver, I think he gained a lot of strength with the new patch. Fiddlestick's jungle, it is very hard to tell how strong he is, and that's why he's probably banned. He's kind of a wild card. And same goes for Hecarim, who hasn't seen a lot of play in solo queue, but definitely has a lot of potential with the new items, specifically with the Frozen Fist. I think it was renamed. It's Iceborne Gauntlet, isn't it?
I think it's the Frozen Fist. I'm not sure, but whichever name they actually gave it, it is an incredibly strong item. Now,
Yes.
do you think the fiddle could actually be a support fiddle ban? I mean, that's also a very strong support, in my opinion.
Well, I think it's connected with the jungle fiddlesticks ban. If you have a support who can play fiddlesticks, you can first pick fiddlesticks, and the enemy team does not know where he goes. So that gives him even more strength. So he's, kind of a double wild card. Uh, I'm not sure about the Cassidy ban. He definitely gained some strength with the Tear of the Goddess buff, but I don't really know how much more strength he gained. Maybe it's just generally a ban against roaming middle lanes. Diana was nerfed, so that's one less you need to ban. And, there's still Evelyn, maybe some other roaming middles, but Cassidy is definitely one of the scariest as far as ganks go.
Yeah, and it could also be a targeted ban. I mean, I have not
Oh,
personally
that's
looked,
true.
but I'm not sure which one of these players actually plays mid, so it could actually just be a shot from Factset, or no, Shockwave Zynga. So Zynga is the home team. Sorry, I don't know if I said this before. This is Team Zynga versus Team Factset. So we have Zynga home team, Factset away. So I'm not sure if someone on Factset does play Kassadin. They may want to ban that out.
Yes, that definitely could be it. Shen is a very generic ban. He is just a champion who changes the way the game is played completely. And teams who are not used to it just, it's only one ban. No other champion has the same effect that Shen does, so why not ban him?
Right, it's just so much global presence that I mean the team has to completely change the way they're playing, and it's one of those things where either you want to ban him just because you don't want to deal with him, or you can't deal with him. He's just an annoying champion to fight.
Yeah. Caitlyn pick it's quite interesting. It is very strong against specific AD carries, especially Ezreal, and works very well with Nunu. Not so great with other supports, but still can work very well. It's also very strong in 2v1 lanes, where Caitlyn is able to bring down towers faster than any other AD carry. So that might be part of the plan as well. It doesn't tell us much about the team comp just yet, though.
Right, and it is one of those safer AD picks that you can grab first and not really have to worry about too many counters just because of her range, her lane dominance.
Exactly. She probably won't be the ultimate damage dealer of that team. They will probably want to pick a damage heavy AP mid lane as well, so maybe something like Anivia or Karthus would work very well. Graves and Mumu, so they decided to pick AD carry against Caitlyn to not reveal as much information, as to reveal as little information as they can. And the Mumu is currently one of the strongest jungle picks, most certainly. Extreme teamfight presence, great ganks, especially in middle lane, which should be very important for the Caitlyn team, so that's something to consider as well. And he is quite safe in the new jungle.
Yeah, I know we were talking about it before. Some of the scariest junglers, and Amumu really is up there, and he's always been just terrifying to face because of his team presence with ultimate is ridiculous, and his ganks are even strong, just because his Vantage Toss has really long range, and it's hard to avoid an Amumu if he really wants to get you.
Exactly, and he just scales into late game better than almost any other jungle, which makes him a very safe pick. Zyra is a very interesting pick. It could be mid lane, it could be support as well. Zyra Caitlyn does work quite well, especially because of the Zyra Snare plus Caitlyn trap combo, which can trap the enemy AD carry or support for like 2 seconds and a half. Skarner is quite interesting because Graves is a shorter range AD carry, so he might be able to grab him. We will see how well he works out in the new jungle. He is very farm reliant, and getting farm in the new jungle can be problematic for Skarner, so we will see how he can deal with that. We'll also see how he builds him, because with the nerf of Shirelias, which was usually the first item Skarner built, it's going to be very interesting how he deals with that.
Yeah, and this is with the new Zyra nerfs, which I have not played Zyra since the patch, and I used to play Zyra mid constantly. So I'm not sure where she's going to end up going, and we see the Lulu for support for Graves for Factset, and also the Morgana mid, and Morgana is still a very, very safe mid pick.
Definitely. She works specifically well against Skarner. Not only can she black shield the target Skarner is about to ultimate, when she herself is ultimated, she is put into the perfect position that she wants to be in the middle of the enemy team. So she is not a valid target for Skarner ultimate either. And Lulu ultimate is extremely strong against Skarner too, so that will definitely prove very, very difficult for the Shockwave is on the Zynga team?
Yes.
Yes. So that is going to be very difficult for the Zynga team. The team comp is getting its structure. It's going to be a very AoE team fight based team. They will want to fight in the jungle in clumped up spaces where they can, utilize their AoE disables against the whole enemy team. Irelia is and quick singed pick. So Anivia is going to be the damaging middle lane that will complement Caitlyn, as we talked about. And Anivia is generally a very safe top lane pick, so that's why she probably was banned. Picked. And singed pick is going to be very interesting because in the new patch, he is able to charge the tier of Goddess very, very quickly with his Q. And that gives him extreme survivability. He's able to build Archangels for, massive shield. And, he is definitely going to be a wild card in this match.
Well, now, with the new Season 3 patch, have you built Wrecker on Singed yet? It's hilarious.
Is it?
Singed had no problems turret diving before. Now it's as if they just don't even exist. Like it's ridiculous.
I've always thought of Wrecker as more of a support item because tanks generally gain more from building armor and HP when they want to tank turrets. But the Wrecker is especially useful when you want to help your teammates tank turrets better.
Right, that's true. I don't know. Oh, someone jumped out. It seems very natural on Singed. I haven't played him a lot since the patch, but because Catalyst is so strong on him.
Yeah.
Alright, so
and the quit button in the ever so inconvenient place in Champ Select.
Oh, did he? Is that what happened?
I think so.
Oh.
I've done it so many times.
Alright, well, we're just gonna jump on in here, yeah. Get these bans of picks. I always think it's funny watching people do the bans, if they spell something out.
So, now I can't say I remember the level 1, the team comps completely, because my memory is not perfect, but I don't think either team will be aggressive in level 1. Skarner is very, very blue buff reliant, so he definitely does not want to lose that. And with Caitlyn, he can play level 1 very defensively. Morgana plus Singed is very good for invasions, for the flip and the snare from Morgana, but Amumu again does not deal very well with his jungle being messed up. He wants to have those rigid, pre-planned jungle paths that he follows.
And now it really seems that Zynga has more of the early game comp, just because they've got the Caitlyn, they've got, I mean, once Scar hits 6, you can get kills right there. But if Factset really gets bigger and to the late game to team fights, their AoE comp is going to just tear Zynga apart.
I don't really know if Zynga has the stronger early game. Singed with teleport, if he stays with the teleport, is going to have a lot of global presence and is probably going to do very, very well against early and top lane, unless Skarner is able to do something about it. The Caitlyn Zyra might gain an early advantage, and that we'll see. Graves, a very short range carry, might have problems with that. But yeah, as you said, if the not Zynga team, I'm sorry, I forgot the name.
Factset.
Yeah. Alright, if they can get into the Factset. Got it. Okay, Factset. If they can get into the mid game unharmed, or at least not significantly harmed, then yes, Zynga will definitely be hard pressed to do anything. So Zynga will definitely need to take an initiative in the early game.
So now, you play on higher level for EU. With in Season 3, have you seen any lane swaps really happening, or is it sort of people reverting back to the older meta just because it's more comfortable?
As far as solo queue goes, people haven't changed their playstyle very much. I just got an active game not found error. I hope it does not mess anything up.
Yeah, that happens occasionally.
People in solo queue generally play the same way. They build a bit different items, they play a bit different champions, but the, middle lane bursted champion, top lane bruiser-ish, or the, sustain AP carry, and bottom lane support AD, nothing of that has changed. And still, very supporty tanky jungles are played in solo queue on EU West.
Okay, so we're just gonna have to sit and wait for a few minutes once this game gets started. And looking at the comps, where do you think, which team are you gonna give it to, just right off the bat?
I'd say that Factset do have a little bit of a team comp advantage.
Yeah.
I think the mid and late game is going to be slightly stronger, especially because their picks are strong specifically against Skarner and the Zynga team in general. However, we must not discount Anivia late game. It's extremely scary with the new item, I think it's Liandris something.
Torment, I believe.
Yes, Liandris Torment, which burns the enemy's current HP. It's very, very strong on Anivia. Liandris is stronger when the enemy is slowed, which Anivia has no problems doing, and she damages, almost whole teams at once, so that increases her damage by a ton.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Cogmoth, the Zynga Zyra player, is going to go more of the second AP route, where he gets the large rod earlier, because Zyra with that does do quite a lot of damage, even as a support.
Definitely.
So, and I know there are a few people who were questioning that on Team Liquid the other day, but it really is very strong if you get it, because her ultimate just is so good.
Definitely. However, in the new patch, aura items have gotten a lot stronger, apart from Shrelias, which got nerfed, but it's still very strong and I think very important for the Zynga team. They will definitely want to get it by the mid game. Iron of the Locket Solari has gotten extremely strong and is one of the best items in the game, without question. Aegis belts into another item, and with the worse availability of magic resistance, it's gotten even more important. So I don't know how much I would approve of building the second AP Zyra. I think the aura items would benefit the Zynga team better. Also, Zeke's Herald would be very, very useful for, Irelia, Caitlyn, and Skarner, all of them.
And now, what about the Twin Shadows item? I know it's not really an aura item, but it builds out of the cages and shoots out the two little wraiths that slow down. I like building it just for fun on support. I don't know if it's actually good.
I think it's more of a ganking item because
Right.
of the slow it gives. I don't think it's particularly strong on support. There is the item that builds out of cages Lucky Pick, and I can't remember its name.
It's Twin Shadows. That's something with Twin Shadows in it.
I mean the one that has active that creates a slowing aura around your teammate.
Oh,
What is it called?
I don't remember.
Well, we might see that. Excuse me. We might see that item on Zyra actually, because it gives a lot of AP, which is very good on Zyra. It gives the gold per 10, which is very good on supports in general. And the slow, while the AoE is not very large, the Factset team is going to be clumped together very, very tightly. So the slow should be applied to a lot of people at once.
And now, what about Mikhail's Crucible? Is that what it's called? The one that builds out of
Yes.
Chalice?
And League of Legends, oh, never mind.
Yeah, it did that to me too.
The Crucible, certainly a very good item, and it's specifically good on Skarner because Skarner has very large mana issues, but he can build Chalice quite early in the game and build it into Michael's Crucible later to solve all of his mana problems, and the active will be very, very strong, specifically against Amumu, where, he will be able to get Anivia out of the trouble, or Caitlyn when her cleanse is on cooldown. So I think it would be definitely a very good item on Skarner. And perhaps even on Zyra.
Yeah,
I would
that's what I
not
was
mind
thinking.
2 Michael's Crucibles. The cooldown is very long, 180 seconds, but the active is so strong. The heal is 150 HP plus 15% of your teammates' missing health. So on Irelia, it can result in 500 heal all of a sudden.
Yeah, I didn't realize actually until today I built it on Zyra support, and it was I didn't realize it healed. It's really, really good.
We might see even Zyra, for example, using if she does build it on Skarner in order to allow Skarner to grab graves. It can be used defensively, on your carry so they can kite, but you can also use it on your bruisers to catch and kill the enemy carries. And
There we go.
the enemy team does not know in what way you plan using your Michael's Crucible, so that makes it even stronger.
Right, and while we get into this, since my usual casting partner is not here, and he usually does the play-by-play, I'm going to try and do my best to do any fight play-by-play, but I will be a little out of my element, so everyone watching, just be aware that usually it's not me doing it. I'm going to be trying my best to do that.
So, quite interesting level 1 play, Lulu warding her own blue buff. So, expecting invade from Zynga, which is interesting because Anivia is generally more of a defensive, not invading champion. Same goes for Caitlyn, while they are invading themselves. So probably what is going on here, Factset is invading and expecting an invade, and that is the reason, or rather they are invading and expecting a counter invade, and that is the reason they are warding their own blue buff.
Right, well, both junglers are really junglers that benefit so much from having the blue buff, and if you take it, it really does cripple them. So
Exactly.
it is a nice little safety thing. It looks like both teams are actually going to just invade each other, so...
Yes. We will see if one of the teams decides to lane swap. Zynga could definitely lane swap here with sending only their top lane back to base, and having the duo lane just walk top lane once the blue buff is taken.
Yeah, and that'll actually be interesting to see how it works. I haven't seen it yet in the new season, so...
No, alright, Singed is going back to base, and same goes for the... Alright, so no lane swaps will be going on here.
That's no fun. But yeah, both blues going to be taken very easily, no contention really. It's really funny just seeing both wards, spotting them.
Yeah. Zynga decided to kill the small creeps in the golems, and I like that choice more because you know the timer of the blue buff, which now Factset does not know when the enemy blue buff is coming up.
Right, and well, they actually just killed it.
Yeah, but Factset did not see it being killed, so
right.
they don't know about the exact timer.
Yeah, and Skarner picking up his red right away, whereas Amumu, did Amumu have to use his smite? He did use his smite on the enemy blue, so he's not going to get that red just yet.
Yeah, Amumu is very low on HP, so that might prove to be a little bit problematic, you know, for all the lanes. The early game should definitely be dominated, or like the focus of early game should be on top lane, because early game is when Singed is most vulnerable, but if he is able to gain an advantage, he will snowball very, very hard.
Yeah, and Aurelia is sort of the same way as well, isn't she? And Aurelia jumping in on Suja. Suja has to run away, getting ignited, but Valkyrie is going to just flash after him, but not actually get the kill.
Yeah, Skarner is currently focusing on bottom lane. He was seen by a ward that just ran out. I don't know how much I agree with that choice, with top lane being so important right now. You know, it's more of a gamble. You know, they know that top lane is so important, so they won't expect me bot lane. So it's more of a surprise play.
Yeah, and bot lane just pushing into the tower. I don't know if any sort of aggression is really going to go down here. I mean, Zyra's just zoning a little bit with the plants so that they can get the CS. But I wonder when they're going to be able to utilize their, you know, immense range against Graves. I mean, Lulu does a good job of, you know, poking and making sure that they can't jump on her, or on Graves rather. So
I think Zynga is more choosing to play defensively right now. If they wanted to play aggressive, they would have to push the lane. Now they are starting to do it a little bit, but bottom lane, if you want to be aggressive, you have to push, and push.
Yeah, and they do have a ward down in the close bush. Zynga does, so they will be able to see if Lulu's, you know, hanging out in there. But they are going to push. So that ward's not going to be very useful.
Top lane, Singed and Irelia. Despite Irelia, you know, doing a lot of damage on Singed, the lane is quite even now, CS and HP wise. So I think that definitely favors Singed a little bit. You know, getting through the rough first few levels. Once he gets his ultimate, he's going to be almost immune to ganks. So that is going to be another advantage he will have.
Yeah, and it looks like we have a ping from Suja, so Valkyrie might be in a little danger of a dive here. Nope, Moo's going to go back instead. And Skarner's nearby anyway, so I'm not sure. Skarner may actually be coming up, but Suja does have a ward in the bush.
The question is, can he react fast enough to the Skarner? Skarner decides not to go through river. Singed gets stunned on the tower. His ghost is on cooldown.
Coming up. Yeah, Suja is going to fall to this. There is no way he's getting away. And there's first blood for Cuban.
Very, very nice coordination between Irelia and Skarner. Skarner sees that Singed is aggressive. Irelia stuns Singed on the tower, just as Skarner decides not to go through river, which was the correct choice to do. And that's a very nice first blood.
And I'm sure that they had been communicating. I'm sure that they knew that Suja's ghost was down as well. So there was really nothing he could do there. And now he is playing what a lot of Singed personally... Oh, Singed is actually using his teleport. He's going to go back top with that. Doesn't want to lose all the CS. But Suja is doing what I see a lot of Singed do, which I personally don't like. Oh, actually, we missed Morgana taking Bogatog down into his egg form mid.
Oh.
But anyway, A lot of Singe players don't get the adhesive until level 8-ish, which I personally don't like. It is a lot of mana, but it's one of those things where if he had had it there, he may have been able to get away top.
I don't think in that case it would have helped him, because Skarner would be able to just flash over it. So I think the adhesive would have been more useful if he wanted to be aggressive. But Amumu, especially because he's blue side, he does not really want to be, you know, top lane very often.
And both supports just duking it out. Extendo Hugs and what's his name? Cogmoth. both just poking each other a lot. Cogmoth needs to be a little bit careful because Graves is going to be very soon.
And now Factset blue buff is up, and Zynga knows about it, and Anivia is very low on mana though, so they should not be able to contest it.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I hope you die. Oh, Hope You Die does put down a ward so that he will be able to see any invasion attempts. They're going to make sure that stays safe for Quaker Oats.
Zynga decides to play defensively and just take their own blue buff. So no action there just yet.
That does surprise me a little bit, because the defensive play from Zynga does benefit Factset, because once Factset gets to the later game and is able to get those team fights, they're going to be able to do so much as a team.
Maybe Zynga thinks that the Anivia late game will be strong enough to carry them, you know, through the late game, but also Anivia just did not have the option to be aggressive there. She had about 50 mana,
right?
Which is... They could have decided to go back earlier in order to be full HP and mana for when the enemy blue buff spawns, but, you know, that's a choice they didn't make.
Yeah, and Hope You Die coming in looking for a gank maybe mid. And Cuban is also on the bottom side, so they may... Nope, there's not going to be any jungler action here. That is just not fun at all.
And both teams kind of threatening to steal each other's red buff and then deciding not to do it, so...
Yeah, and Cuban did throw a very deep ward by the Wraith Bush for blue team.
That is a very, very useful ward. Whenever a jungler is able to put down that ward and has a ward in inventory, that is one of the best placed wards you can make. You see the enemy, you know, you can see him at his wraiths, which means you know when he is able to gank mid lane, you roughly know when he is able to gank bottom lane, because he kind of has to go through that, so it just takes so much away from the enemy jungle.
Yeah, Hope You Die is level 6, but there are wards everywhere for Zynga, and they're going to be able to see if he even tries to come in here. Yep, they're going to see him walk right through the Tribush. And mid lane, we see Quickro's taking a little bit of a beating from Bogatog.
Yeah, but all lanes are quite difficult to gank. Singed is difficult to gank because of his ultimate. Irelia is being pushed on, so...
Oh, we heard the Morgana ult mid. Bogatog does get stunned and grabbed by Hope You Die, and that's going to be a dead Anivia.
Yeah, that was a very nice gank. You know, exploiting that little bit of ground around red buff that is not warded, so you can make it look like you are going to bottom lane or farming small golems when in fact you are ganking mid lane, which is exactly what Amumu did, and it worked out brilliantly.
Yeah, taking the nice long way around, and Hope You Die does still have his ultimate, so we could be looking for, you know, a good gank somewhere. I just love seeing Amumu just ult without even worrying about the bandage, just because it's just that good. And it looks like maybe coming bottom through the Tribush. They do see him. Are they going to be able to react in time? They're not moving. He is just going to come in. Zazamash does get rooted, but Hope You Die is coming in, grabs him anyway. That is good. Wow, Graves missing his ult, but they did pick up Zyra anyway. The passive missing. That was a little bit of a premonition bandage toss there.
That was quite lead. We can see Skarner having quite a lot of issues getting any ganks off here. Morgana being extremely difficult to gank, bottom lanes generally being very difficult to gank with anyone who doesn't have long range jumps, and, you know, Singed with his ultimate tenacity and Ghost, also very difficult to gank. So Skarner is kind of falling behind on Amumu simply because he's not able to get those.
Shockwave bottom has to run away. Had to use his cleanse because Extendo Hugs was going super aggressive with the exhaust and with the polymorph, and almost did take him down.
Oh, I'm tunnel visioning on talking and not seeing enough on the map, but
That's fine.
hopefully I will improve over the span of the next 5 minutes.
But top lane really is, Suja is just not caring about anything, but he didn't actually pick up a tier, which is kind of what you were expecting him to do. He's going for the tankiness with, and then the Ruby Crystal. I wonder if that's going to be a catalyst.
Yeah, I think we can definitely expect catalyst into Road of Ages here. I don't think there is anything good for Singed that builds out of Ruby Crystal other than that.
Bogatog is coming top lane. It looks like he wants to help against Suja, and Valkyrie is not able to do anything. Suja just ults away. He's got that Tri-Brush warded, so he sees it, but Skarner's also coming up.
Rift is not warded.
Oh, Cuban flashing and not doing anything with it. Oh, he just did not react fast enough. But bot lane, we see Cogmoth being blinded by Graves. That's going to be a dead Zyra. But, oh, the ultimate laid down perfectly also picks up Graves. Extendo Hugs need to run away. But meanwhile, Amumu and Quaker Oats are taking the dragon. I'm not sure. Shockwave's going to see this, and is he going to be able to stop it? Morgana ult coming down. Shockwave uses 90 caliber net right over the wall. Dodges
oh
the
my god,
binding.
is Amumu...
Amumu's gonna... He's gonna fall. He's gonna... No, they're not gonna be able to catch him. Extendo Hugs gets grabbed by Cuban, and... No, Amumu did pick up the dragon as well, so that wasn't completely awful. Oh, the ult coming down, and Caitlyn does pick up Amumu by the tower. I didn't think Caitlyn still had her ult.
Wow, very nice place from Zynga. Factset did see 3 people in top lane, so they naturally decided to go dragon, which you definitely can at past 13-minute mark. But Graves unexpectedly dying, they did not have enough DPS to finish it, so they were caught, and eventually Skarner was able to arrive in time.
Yeah,
so that aggressiveness in bottom lane really cost them that.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication. Zazamesh and Extendo Hugs really should have gone up to dragon instead of fighting. I mean, they could have just zoned them out from the river as opposed to fighting in the lane and dying to Zyra ult. But, I mean, hindsight 2020, right?
Indeed. Looking at the lanes, interestingly enough, Irelia does have a CS advantage, so being pushed to tower does not bother her at all. She's doing quite well for herself.
Yeah, CSing under tower is incredibly easy with Irelia because her dash, I forget what it's called.
Blade Surge.
Right. Blade Surge refunds a little bit of mana too, so it's just you can just keep using it over and over. Especially with the flask now, it's so much sustain just without really worrying about it.
Graves, interestingly enough, has a 20 CS lead over Caitlyn, so that he has Bloodthirst already in 15 minutes. So, he has extreme burst right now, which is especially, bad for Zyra, because her only HP item is Sightstone. So, if Lulu can get the slow off, or they can get caught in any way, Graves can just burst her down instantly.
Oh, Suja laid down the ward just in time to see Cuban coming up for the gank, and he's not. It's so hard to gank a Singed when he's got everything warded up. And look at the vision for Zynga in the bottom river. They just see everything.
Yeah, it's the power of Sightstone, really. I mean, 2 wards at once, and then you can buy a few extra. Oh, and the burst
wow,
Shockwave
did cleanse the Ignite perfectly, and somehow the buckshot still hit, but Cogmoth getting grabbed by Hope You Die is going to fall as well. Extendo Hugs needs to be careful, that passive missed, okay.
This is going to be very, very bothersome for Zynga, because now not only does Amumu and Morgana contribute to the burst, Graves now is, will do extreme AoE damage.
And God, Suja is just in between the towers, never having to worry about really anything. Oh, now, okay, we see a ping from Zynga. I wonder, Skarner's gonna sandwich him. Suja does have a ward there. He's gonna see him and just dart back through. Is he gonna? He's gonna run into Bogatog. I wonder if they're gonna be able to
He
do
still
anything.
has Ghost. He can't be caught.
He just, oh, he gets slowed. He
Maybe
gets stunned,
low.
flung. And Cuban does get hit by the binding, and a beautiful ultimate from Quaker Oats. Bogatog has to flash away, does lay the stun down on Quaker Oats, but here is the egg, and Quaker Oats is going to take out Bogatog as well. That was a great turnaround from Quaker Oats.
That was brilliant. This is why Singed is so hard to chase, and especially by Skarner, whose shield breaks when he tries to chase Singed. And we saw there how much Singed was able to tank and, you know, baiting the enemy team into Morgana. Really, I mean, chasing Singed, it's a problem at all levels of play.
Always
You
chase
know-
Singe. That's what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Zazamash coming in with big burst, but getting trapped by Zyra. Cogmoth is going to pick up the kill. Extendo Hugs also being slowed, has to run away from Shockwave.
That was a beautiful combo with the snare and the trap.
The ultimate coming down. Extendo Hugs has to use the ultimate. Cogmoth gets the snare and is going to be able to get a plant up as well. And Extendo Hugs barely gets away. This tower is going to be gone after this. Shockwave's going to take it out. Cogmoth reacting perfectly in that situation.
Factset's still in the gold advantage, about 3,000 gold. And if I'm not mistaken, Dragon is going to come up in about a minute. So that is going to be the next big conflict, most likely.
Yeah, and Valkyrie trying to do her best against Suja. Actually has a level up on Singed, but still just takes so much damage. Suja did pick up the Rod of Ages already, and Valkyrie does not quite have her Triforce.
Yeah, Valkyrie has only 58 magic resistance, so after finishing Triforce, he should definitely be looking into building some of that. And after he does, he might be able to actually beat Singed in 1v1. Or at
Suja
least
coming
personal
down the
damage.
middle, throwing Shockwave. Shockwave has no mana, not going to be able to get away. Bogatog getting ulted by Quaker Oats, and also going to fall down. And Quaker Oats looking for the binding on Cogmoth. Is he going to be able to get it? Oh, he just barely misses. See, now here's the thing. Zynga has a really good team for pushing down turrets, but the team fight from Factset is just so strong. And here is the dragon up, but there's a lot of ultimates down. Hope You Die still has his. This is going to be very dangerous for Zynga to contest.
They definitely should not contest this. They definitely don't have the strength to do it. They need to just push down mid lane so that Factset is not able to follow up with pressure on middle tower.
Yeah, they were too uncoordinated. I mean, Cogmoth is too low, and really Cuban can't do a whole lot with pushing. Oh, I completely missed that. They had a ward there. They grabbed the kill up on Cogmoth.
Yeah, just one away from blue pilling, but Graves was too long of range.
Oh man, and Cogmoth, or Bogatog rather, wants to stop this push. He is able to because it is a Nivea, and it's impossible to push a tower against a Nivea.
Indeed.
But it looks like they're going to take the blue buff. That's going to hurt Bogatog a lot.
Yeah, even though Bogatog has Athene's Unholy Grail, he still does need the blue buff. And I mean, that is a bit of a problem with the Zynga team, because they are so reliant on Anivia, and she has just not been doing very well this game.
Yeah, and
you know,
Caitlyn,
Caitlyn can do only so much damage with no steroids to help her in her skill set.
Right, and it's just... It looks like Factset is in a very good position to just keep this dominance going. I'm wondering if there's going to be any botched up team fights that might turn this around a little bit. There is already a 5,000 gold difference at 20 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, what Factset is looking to do probably is to just farm a little bit, get, you know, maybe level 16 on Morgana, level 11 on...
Cuban getting binded by Quaker Oats, was sandwiched by a few members. He is going to get taken down by Zazamash.
Yeah, just Zynga can't afford those, you know, single player plays. They just don't have the strength to, you know, 1v1, no Zynga player is going to beat Factset player right here. So they need to coordinate as a team, you know, set up ganks and do that sort of thing. You know, maybe take down top tower, which, you know, might be a good target here. Is the only outer tower not taken yet. What Factset is going to be looking to do here is probably just to farm, get a few more levels, and then get oracles and just force Baron fights over and over and over again until they gain enough advantage to be able to push against Anivia.
Right. I mean, what can Zynga do? I mean, as you said, they can't really be doing these one-on-one plays, these solo plays to try and get little advantages, but they also can't really team fight. So do they just have to try and catch someone? Is that really their only hope right now?
The most important thing they have to do here now is to farm up enough to be able to contest Baron. Not necessarily to beat Factset in a team fight, but to be able to stop them from doing Baron. And if they can do that, then they keep themselves in the game. They can keep on farming, you know, and maybe reach that Anivia late game that has the potential to be so strong.
Now, we do see 3 members of Factset up top, but Zynga has 4 mid and wants to push that tower. I mean, Singed can really just hang out and not really worry about a few members of Factset right now.
Exactly.
Runs into Cuban in the tri-brush. He is going to pursue this a little bit. Valkyrie does scare him away, though.
I mean, that is the one saving grace of Zynga, that Irelia is able to 1v1 against Singed quite well at this point. So that they can farm and they can hold on and try to get strong enough to contest Baron.
Shockwave, Cogmoth, and Bogatog sitting in the red bush. They're hoping to catch Hope You Die. There, he's going to base check right in and get rooted and lays down a beautiful ult, gets ulted by Lulu, but still gets picked up, and they're in hot pursuit of Suja. Suja runs right in 1v5. He's going Superman mode, and Zazamash comes in from behind, and it looks like there's... Oh my god, so much burst from a triple kill for Morgana, and Zazamash is going to get the kill on Shockwave as well. Bogatog is going to fall down too. Oh, there's the egg, but there's no escaping that. Wow. See,
Wardruck here.
Suja was just so much man that he lived long enough for Quakerotes and Zazamash to come in and just clean up house.
Yeah, that was quite insane. I mean, that was the Factset teamfight at its pinnacle. I mean, they did come in one after one, but at that point it didn't matter. Amumu got ultimate on 5 people, Lulu got ultimate on, I think, 5 people, then Graves bursted everyone down along with Morgana. So, you know, Dora the Explorer award does go to Amumu, but in a good way.
That was almost like a worst case scenario fight for Factset. Or for Zynga, right? Wait.
Yeah.
Factset. Yeah, Factset.
But they did get off their AoE ultimates, and that is the most important thing.
And
they are more burst. Going in one after one is very, very bad for DPS-based teams because, you know, you don't do anything. But for burst-based team, it's not that bad because, you know, you use your burst, you die, but you used your burst, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, and it's getting very difficult for Zynga to really do anything right now. They're laying down pink ward, is going to clear out Baron. They want some vision on this. They're gonna camp a bush, and we may see another fight. Extendo Hugs walking almost into Cuban. Cuban is not gonna get the ult off. Quick Rose lays down a beautiful binding to save Extendo Hugs. Cuban is sitting in this bush though. He wants blood, but there's a ward spots him. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Zynga can fight here. They have to give up Baron. They have to give up their top inhibitor. They just can't win a fight.
Oh, an ultimate coming in from Hope You Die, landing on 3 members while Zazamash sits in the back. Morgana lays down her ultimate. Is though. Zazamash is going to pick up the long-range ultimate on Anivia. Cogmoth running for his life, but this is going to be a Baron for Factset. There's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. They just didn't have the strength to fight that. It was kind of a desperation Baron, but they just did not have enough strength to win a team fight.
Oh, could we possibly see a Baron steal right here? Can Zyra do it?
Maybe.
Oh, laying down. Nope, nothing. That's almost a free Baron. I mean, those
close but no cigar.
Yeah. Now, there's an 11,000 gold difference. 26 minutes in. Factset is going to just go buy up, and they're going to shove a lane. They should, in my opinion, shove mid to the turret and then swing over top.
Yeah, absolutely. And they don't even need to take the inhibitor right now. They are so strong they can just use their whole Baron buff to push down turrets, and once the Baron buff runs out, they can kill inhibitors. That has also the advantage that the enemy inhibitors will respawn after Baron respawns, so that will almost surely be another free Baron for them.
I'm predicting that Suja is going to stay and push top just by himself because they can't really stop him right now. Zynga can't. And the rest of the team is either going to go mid or bottom. I would like to see them go bottom because getting the bottom turrets really is a huge amount of map control for when Baron comes back up. But we'll see. They're going to grab the dragon.
We will see. I mean, they have so many options.
Yeah, they almost can't mess up right now unless they walk in and don't use abilities.
That would be a terrible mistake indeed.
Shockwave actually pushing top by himself. He wants to get this turret. It looks like they're just going, Factset rather, is going to just let Shockwave get that because they're going to push in mid tower. Even against Anivia with a blue buff, Anivia can't stop this.
Yeah, the burst is just too much. He can't walk close enough to ultimate those screams.
Oh, Suja going bot lane, going to just take out all those towers as he can. And Shockwave is still going to stay top. Quakeroat's getting stunned by Anivia, but not enough confidence from Cuban to go ult that. I mean, just because if the stun comes out and he gets the black shield, that's a wasted Skarn ultimate.
And Grey is forced to go back, and the inner top tower of Factset will die. So that was a very nice way of wasting Factset's Baron buff, at least partially.
Not quite. I mean, the rest of the team can really just push. I mean, Suja and Hope You Die are just so tanky right now.
That is true. But the Baron buff is, you know, more than half gone. So that's worth something.
Oh, definitely. It looks like the red buff from Zynga's side is up. So, oh, Cogmoth getting stunned, or rooted rather, by Quaker Oats. And look at all that damage. That was from Binding and Dark Soil. Oh, sorry, Valkyrie.
Cinched.
Valkyrie got grabbed, or rather caught. Suja not able to really do anything about it though. They're just gonna come right in. They're gonna grab this inhib now. I mean, there's no stopping them really.
Yeah.
Oh, Quakeroat's flashing in and getting 3 members, stunning 2 of them. Valkyrie gets hit by the Dark Soil, or the Tormented Soil and the Binding. Bogota gets egged. Cuban's coming in. He still has his ultimate, I believe he does, but there's nothing he can do really. Shockwave just laying down auto attacks as much as he can, but oh, Bogota getting binded, and the Tormented Soil does finish him off.
Yeah, I don't even know what Zynga can do here to come back. If something like that happens, it is going to be history.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Factset is still healthy enough that they can still push down mid-turret now. And they have some good minion assistance, and Zazamash is still full health, he has the Guardian Angel as well. There is no stopping this either. This turret's gonna fall.
Morgana not giving up any kills, only 1 assist. Definitely does not want any of her teammates to have any of the goodness of gold.
Greedy mage, man. They're just gonna swing right over. I think they're just gonna tank this because they can. They don't care.
Morgana, the evil angel of greed in this game.
Oh, they're gonna run in. This is gonna be a desperation. Cuban flashing in and grabbing Zazamash. Zazamash is going to get a kill. The ultimate coming down from Amumu as well. And that completely backfired on Zynga. Oh, wow. Oh, Hope You Die is gonna fall? No? Oh, he's still alive.
Oh my god.
And, okay, all 5 members from Factset are still alive. This is going to be a game very shortly. But their Baron buff did just fall. This could be a comeback right here.
Perhaps.
Oh, Sujin running in, tanking all the turrets. Oh, these minions are just gonna tank everything, and Zazamash is gonna take out the base turrets as well. Oh, and there's the surrender vote. Oh, my camera just spazzed. All right. Well, that was quite a very well or a very large display of how strong an AoE comp is once you get it rolling.
Absolutely. I mean, Factset just got small advantage with 3 kills, and after that, Morgana just completely snowballed. So did Graves, and the Moon was able to get ganks off thanks to the strength of his laners, and Zynga just didn't have a chance to come back.
Yeah, they played that incredibly well. And once again, this was Team Zynga versus Team Factset for the preseason of AHGL. This is week 2. I am Soniv, and joining me was Skip, also from TL. He's substituting in for Wave of Shadow because he could not be here tonight. Any final words you have, Skip?
Not really. Is no. Well, it was nice being here. I guess that's a nice final word. Yeah, and it's true. It was nice being here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You stepped in really in just the nick of time and saved me from a big headache of casting this by myself. Thank you everyone for watching. Once again, I am one of your Team Liquid casting golems. The other one is Wave of Shadow, and thank you for watching.
All right. See ya, guys.